Our top focus for today is my home, my country, Lebanon. Dozens of civilians were injured, many dead. Thousands of injuries were recorded in Lebanon when a lethal, deadly attack hit the pagers and then the next day the talkie-walkies of Hezbollah members while in the daytime in the streets with bystanders and some children injured. The next report tells you in detail about this escalation between Israel and Lebanon during this war. Take a look.
Since October 7th last year, Hezbollah and the Israeli forces have traded fire daily. But this week, the escalation reached a new high. Over 2 days, Lebanon experienced one of the biggest attacks of the conflict. On Tuesday, several pagers used by Hezbollah members exploded at the same time. Within few minutes, hospitals were flooded with patients. 12 people were dead and nearly 3,000 people injured. One of the youngest victims was a 9-year-old named Fatima Abdullah.
We saw young victims and we saw very old victims. And all just had the same type of wounds. They had puncture wounds on their faces. They had amputated limbs. They had open abdomens, intestines out, bowels out. Unfortunately, there were wounds that you couldn't explain.
Hezbollah held Israel responsible for the explosions. Israeli media reported that the Israeli Prime Minister approved the pager blasts. The attack came after Israel announced its expansion of war along its border with Lebanon with a new war goal. On Wednesday, Lebanon faced another lethal blow. There was a second wave of device explosions in the country. This time, it targeted walkie-talkies and even mobile phones. Firefighters arrived at mobile phone shops in Sidon after handheld radios used by the Hezbollah members detonated. At least 20 people were killed and 400 civilians injured in Wednesday's attacks. The blasts triggered by detonations in handheld radios and other devices have heightened anxiety about potential new threats.
People are afraid to speak because they do not know what's really happening in this country. This is something that has never happened before in the world. We did not expect it, and we don't know of any place that has faced a similar attack.
Israel's ally, United States, was quick to disassociate itself from the device explosions.
So with regard to Lebanon, the United States did not know about, nor was it involved in these incidents, and we're still gathering the information and gathering the facts.
After 2 days of continuous targeted attacks in Lebanon, Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah said the blasts are a declaration of war. He vowed that displaced Israelis would not be able to return to the north.
I say to Netanyahu, to Gallant, to the enemy army and entity, you will not be able to return the residents of the north to the north. You will not be able to the occupiers and settlers to the north.
During Nasrallah's speech, Hezbollah struck at least 4 times in northern Israel. 2 Israeli soldiers were killed in a strike early in the day. Israeli warplanes flew low over Beirut while Nasrallah spoke and broke the sound barrier. WHO says the coordinated device blasts have impacted Lebanon's healthcare system. Questions and speculation have swirled over where the devices came from and how they were supplied to Hezbollah group. An initial probe by Lebanese authorities found that handheld devices that exploded were booby-trapped before they entered the country. The president and founder of a Taiwanese pager company linked to the detonation of thousands of pagers targeting Hezbollah was questioned by the prosecutors. Meanwhile, world leaders gathered at the UN as the crisis grows by the hour. US says A diplomatic solution between the Hezbollah and Israeli forces is possible, but neither Hezbollah nor the IDF seem to back down from trading fire, at least not till the war in Gaza ends.